Welcome back to bringing yoga into our daily lives as we've been moving through the yamas and the niyamas, our first two limbs of the 8 limbs of yoga. So today we are practicing Svadhyaya, which is our 4th limb, which is our 2nd limb, the niyamas, but our 4th niyama as there is 5 of them. So here we are, we have a chance to inquire of our own nature. Svadhyaya is self-study. We take time to observe ourselves, our patterns, our habits, our thoughts, and become intimate with ourselves as we cultivate self-knowledge. There is no relationship that is more important than ourself. By paying attention to ourselves, we become more aware of the things we do to harm us and those who serve us, as well as come closer to the process of uniting or yoking with true self. We can practice Svadhyaya by spending solitary time in nature, journaling, meditation, and practicing yoga. In challenging poses or asanas, this shows us how we respond when dealing with our edge, while slower movements and longer holds often reflect back to us our current state of mind. Getting deep into our physical practice allows the issues of our tissues to come to the surface, allowing us to see where we might be holding past hurts or current tension. In this way, our yoga practice helps us cultivate self-knowledge each time we come back to yoga. So today we will combine the flow of desires with our sacral chakra seed mantra VAM and our third eye of wisdom, reflection, intuition with the sound OM. So we'll come into VamOhm. Let's find a seated position here. Hopefully nice and comfortable. Making sure that we're on our sitting bones, that we can sit tall. Maybe we can have props here, so blankets folded, pillows for the knees is fine, as long as we are comfortable sitting nice and tall, letting the shoulders relax. Remember, we're coming into Vam, just below the navel, and Om, right between the brows and above our third eye. So we have sacral chakra and third eye. So it'll be VamOhm. Let's go ahead and inhale. Inhale to VamOhm. Inhale to VamOhm. And then let's just take a moment, close the eyes, nice deep breaths here. And as we center ourselves between the sacral, the third eye, this is our high dantian and our low dantian as well. So making that connection as we breathe. And we're going to bring in a goal, a positive affirmation, something that's inspirational to you. And nice deep breaths as we rotate this in our breath. Let's go ahead and exhale, keeping that positive affirmation or goal in mind. Just taking nice deep breaths. Exhale, we relax the shoulders. Let's inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, release back and down. Inhale, coming back up. And exhale, moving back down. Inhale, lifting shoulders. And exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Let's bring chin down into chest. Bring the arms to the side. Inhale. Let's lift and draw the arms all the way up. And exhale, forward fold. As we hinge forward, we bring the arms to the side and then forward. Let's go ahead and reach through the fingertips, roll the shoulders back, and lengthen through the torso as we have hinged hips. Nice deep breaths here. And let's exhale, just lifting back up. Let's move the legs, crossing the opposite direction here. So whichever way we had our legs crossed, we're simply crossing them the other way. Let's inhale, lengthen the arms up and over again. This time keeping stability in the glutes, knees open. Let's exhale and just reach over to one side, lateral flexion. Inhale, let's lengthen back up, keeping those arms shoulder width distance apart. Exhale, glutes grounded, knees open. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, lateral flexion to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, lateral flexion to the side. Inhale, center. And let's exhale, open and twist. So we're looking back behind us. We inhale, back, forward, and center, and up. And we exhale, twist the opposite direction, elongating through the arms. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, forward, center, up. And this time, once again, we're going to exhale, widen out those arms for a moment. Hinge at the hips, roll the shoulders back, flatten the back. Bring the fingertips forward. Center, shoulder width distance apart. Taking nice deep breaths, letting the heart lead closer to the lap. And let's exhale, walk it back up to center. Let's move the legs out. We're gonna come to the knees. All the way onto all fours here. We want to move into cat-cow. So we're finding joint alignment. Let's inhale, drop the spine, gaze forward, nice deep breath. And as we exhale, tuck those abs in, squeeze up towards the sky. Inhale, cow, looking forward. Exhaling, cat. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Inhale, let's move into a flat back. Walk the hands forward just a little bit more. Tuck the toes, lengthen into plank. So finding our plank position here. Taking a nice deep inhale, let's exhale, bring the glutes up, drawing back into our downward facing dog. Maybe softening the knees here as we lengthen through the back, maybe even bicycling the legs for a moment. Let's go ahead and move forward into our plank pose. Exhale to the knees. Draw the elbows in for crocodile. Let the chin come down first. Hinge at the hips, then the heart, then the pelvis. Let's inhale to baby cobra, lifting palms of hands, rolling shoulders back, shining the heart forward. Gaze forward as the shoulder blades squeeze back and down. Taking another deep breath. Let's exhale, release palms to the hands to the ground. Inhale, press into the palms, kneeling plank. Exhale, let's move all the way back into a wide-legged extended child's pose. So opening up through the knees and releasing down, all the way down to the floor. Taking a few deep breaths here, let's start to bring ourselves back up. As we bring ourselves back up to the knees, let's start to move forward again, back into kneeling plank. So find that shoulder width distance apart, nice flat back. And then tuck those toes and move back into our downward facing dog. Let's inhale, bring a heel up and back. Exhale, let's bend the knee, move into plank pose and draw the knee to the heart or chest. And then let's inhale, lengthen up and back. Let's exhale, bring that leg down. Moving on to the other leg, inhale, lift a heel high as we can, downward facing dog. Exhale, bend that knee, draw ourselves forward into plank as we bring the knee to the heart center. Then let's press back, lifting up through the leg. Exhale, let's bring it back to hip width distance apart. Inhale, coming into plank pose. Exhale, hinge, bend a knee, bring under the hip. Once you do, the extension of the other leg is on the balls of the foot. Let's take that foot that points back and start to rotate on the knees. We bring it back to the side. As we bring it back to the side, let's find hip, knee alignment, then hip all the way down to the foot, and then foot, knee, and hand alignment. As we stack shoulders, we're coming into a form of our side plank. Stacking shoulders, let's just bring the hand to the hip, and then lift that leg. Once we lift the extended leg, let's exhale, bend the knee. Take that hand that was on the hip, grab a hold of the ankle, keep the foot dorsiflexed, extend the knee back, lengthen through the torso, take a nice deep inhale. Let's exhale, bring knee to chest. You can even curl the torso, forehead towards the knee. Inhale, let's lengthen back out. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen back out. Last one, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, let's release that leg, extend, other arm comes up, release that foot all the way to the ground. And as we are right here, we're already setting up for our gate pose. So we're simply going to tighten those abs, lift the hands up off the ground, keep that same position, palms face down, stretching arms like we would for warrior two. We still have that leg extension from the hip. Let's go ahead and release the arm that is closest to the lengthened leg. Remember, no pressure on that leg. It's just a relaxed hand. Inhale, bring the other arm up and start to move into that flexion, our lateral flexion over to the side while we're in gate pose. Let's exhale. Coming back to that warrior two, arms in gate pose. And let's slowly release that hand back down so that we move back into our modified side plank pose. Let's exhale, take that hand up, bring it back down. So we're shoulder width distance apart. Let's move on that knee as we bring the foot back. So we're back into one kneeling plank here. So we have one knee down. Let's extend through that leg back into plank. Bend the opposite knee, bringing that knee down. Remember, we're moving to the other side. So we're going to take that knee, allow it to twist, bring the foot behind you. Remember, arm, shoulder, right here, alignment, aligns with the knee, knee, hip, hip aligns all the way down with that foot, hand right on the hip, roll the shoulders back. Let's start to lift that leg, finding balance. Dorsiflex the foot, hinge at the knee, take that hand that was on the hip, let's grab a hold of the ankle, point the knee back, find that balance and alignment. Let's exhale, knee to chest. While we hang on to the ankle, curl yourself forward towards the knee, and inhale, let's lengthen back out. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, let's lengthen back out. And last one, exhale, knee to chest. And inhale, lengthen back out. As we lengthen back out, let's release that leg, lift the arm, coming into our plank pose, our side plank with a modification. Let's bring that foot down. As we bring the foot down, tighten those abs. Let's come up for our gate pose. Palms face down like we are in warrior two here. Remember, the hand that comes along the lengthened leg is just resting, no weight. Let's inhale, bring that other hand up. Exhale, that lateral flexion to the side. Let's inhale, lengthen back up. Exhale, we're going to release back into our side plank. Lifting that leg, reaching the arm up, release the leg. Release the arm, back into shoulder distance apart. Let your knee twist as we bring that leg back behind us. Finding shoulder width distance apart here. Lengthen through that leg as we find hip width distance apart, back into plank. And then move into our downward facing dog. As we move into our downward facing dog, let's find our feet walking towards our hands. Finding hip width distance apart, all the way onto our feet. Start to sink into the heels, soften the knees, flatten through the back as we inhale. Reverse swan dive, nice flat back as it brings us root to rise all the way up and overhead. Let's exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Let's bring it forward here. And as we bring it forward, we're going to come into our tree pose. So let's bring the heel in, toes out, soften both knees, hips forward facing, lengthen back up, find hands at heart, roll the shoulders back, lengthening through the crown of the head. Let's find our eyes focusing on an object or something that we can focus on while we breathe, so that we can focus on breath and body alignment here. Let's lift the heel, finding where it begins to challenge us. Bring the heel above the ankle. Remember, you can stop anywhere along the process if it's over challenging. Maybe the foot comes below the knee. And maybe it comes above the knee. Now today we're going to keep the palms of the hands together for our tree pose. So when you are ready and you have your balance and breath, we can start to keep those palms together, maybe cross the thumbs and start to rise up. As the elbows stay soft, we bring the base of the palms that are pressed together right over the crown of the head and lift up. And let's exhale, slowly release. Releasing that leg wherever we have it. Back to hip width distance apart. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up in the monkey. Exhale, let's move it back into our chair pose for a moment. Remember, knees don't surpass the toes. We have the knees hip width distance apart here. Let's inhale, bring it all the way up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands back to heart. We're moving on to the other side. Tree pose, heel comes into the arch. Soften those knees. Keep the hips forward. Navel tightens and lengthens through the back. Hands at heart. Find the heel rising. Maybe bringing it above the ankle here. Whenever you find that gazing point that we can focus on with our breath, we can bring the foot up. Find where it challenges you. If that's not challenging enough, you could always bring the foot into the inner thigh. Finding focus of breath. And when you're ready, remember to keep the palms together, maybe cross the thumbs. Start to bring up the fingers towards the ceiling. Remember to roll those shoulders back, keep the elbows soft, and align with the crown of the head, which is towards the back and top of the head. Let's exhale, slowly releasing the hands, keeping that balance, that flow as we release the leg, finding that hip width distance apart here. Taking a nice deep inhale as we open the arms, reach up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, monkey pose. Exhale, cup the hands into the elbows, ragdoll. Relaxing all the way through the back. Let's let the hips move side to side as we soften, bend each knee. Relaxing the head, the back, the shoulders, and breathing here. And release. We're going to inhale, tighten those glutes, press through the heels, flat back as we root to rise again, all the way up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Let's find the top part of the mat. Inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands down to the mat. Let's step it back for downward facing dog. Let's inhale, one heel up and back. Exhale, moving into plank. Inhale, downward facing dog. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, opposite leg, heel up. Exhale, slowly move into our plank pose. Inhale, let's bring it back up, downward facing dog. Exhale, releasing that leg. Moving back into our plank pose. Releasing, softening the knees to the floor. Let's bring it back into your child's pose, whichever child's pose is most comfortable for you. Let's come all the way back up. We want to come to our glutes. We're going to practice one more balancing pose. And I like this balancing pose. It's also a stretch. So here we are. First, we're going to come into butterfly. Soles of the feet together, knees open. We want to come into our open leg balancing boat. So we take two peace fingers around the two big toes. Let's roll those shoulders back. Lift through our heart center, lifting up. Tuck those abs in. Lengthen through the neck. Find a gazing point. Start to tilt back with that nice flat back. We're already balancing here. The heels are off the ground. When you are ready, slowly starting to come out first to a wide-legged bent boat. Remember, you can stop anywhere along the process where you find balance and challenge here. You can move it all the way out into the lengthen the legs, straddle here, dorsiflexed feet, fingers around the big toes as we come into our balancing wide-legged boat. Let's go ahead and exhale, slowly come back into bent knees. Slowly bring the soles of the feet together. Allow ourselves to tilt back up. Grab a hold of the ankles while we're in butterfly. Roll the shoulders back, lift through the heart, bring the gaze up. Let's try and keep a flat back as we exhale. Press the elbows into the inner knees and thighs and draw the heart forward. As we look down towards the toes, we might even cup the feet. Remembering to be comfortable, that this should not be painful, that we're lengthening through the back as we draw the heart closer to the floor. Focusing on the breath here. And let's exhale. We're going to slowly release. Coming back up, let's bring gently our knees back together. We want to come all the way to the floor on our backs. So the knees round through the back. Let's release all the way back. Knees towards the chest. And maybe even gently rocking left and right. Let's release the soles of the feet. We're going to do legs up the wall for a moment. So first, let's move into our modified bridge pose. As we lengthen the hips up off the floor, soles of the feet grounded, hip width distance apart, palms on the ground, and we're just lifting those hips. Let's bring the palms facing down. Fingertips start to touch each other as they are down below our glutes and low back. Let's slowly let the glutes and low back come right on top of our hands. Palms facing the floor, giving us low back support here as we draw knees back into the chest. Then dorsiflex the feet. Inhale, heels up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breaths here for our legs up the wall, taking a few moments to come back into our breath. Relaxing the body, lengthening the back. This is very good for your low back. Also very good for tired, fatigued legs or feet. Let's go ahead, slowly soften those knees. Slowly bringing the feet right back down, heels close to the glutes, hip width distance apart. Let's inhale back into our modified bridge as we lift up off our hands, release the hands, and let's exhale, moving all the way back down to the floor. Taking a few deep breaths here, getting ready for Shavasana. We're going to open the hands, palms face upward, and release the feet all the way down, releasing legs. Allow them to be open, allow the feet to be open, the arms to be open. And let's shut the eyes and move back into our breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And for a moment, let's come back into that intention, that goal, that positive affirmation in the beginning of class that we set for ourselves. Something positive about ourselves. Bringing that back into the mind with the breath. And just focusing on that goal, positive affirmation, repeating it in the mind with each and every breath. Today, we open through the eye of wisdom as we take time to clear our mind and focus on our breath. Breathing in, breathing out. We relax with each and every breath. We allow our attention to shift from outside to in, settling in the upper dantian, the third eye, above and between our brows. Today in meditation, we open our eyes and our hearts wide open to see every ripple of disharmony that we perceive and experience. We explore the mirror of perception. The world and others simply reflect back to us what we are already seeing, not what there is. If we have strong feelings of like or dislike, for the world or others. It was first within us. The world gives you what you see. We have all created our own little reality. As we begin to observe and pay attention, we focus on what we are saying to ourselves about the moment, others, ourself, and our life. This gives us clues into how we perceive currently. We have the opportunity to experience our witnessing awareness, becoming a neutral observer of our own life. What we are thinking, feeling, seeing, and saying. Can we change our story, our narrative, our experience? You will notice the world changes to fit the story we are telling. We all have beliefs and conditioning. When we find disharmony, we have the opportunity to trace whatever we are saying, thinking, doing, and feeling about that moment back to a belief we are either consciously or unconsciously holding. Tracing any disharmony back to ourselves will help us detangle and unravel ourselves from our old beliefs and conditioning. The path of growth is not a straight line. What we think we know stops our inquiry. Let's start with a beginner's mind. To know what we don't know. As we surrender our ego and use humility, we open the door to learning and revelation. We surrender to our limitations through humility as we gain grace and growing our ability for witnessing awareness. Breathing in, breathing out. Here we take a moment to bring that witnessing awareness deep inside, becoming aware of our breath as it moves through the body. How does it feel? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it dry or humid? The depth of the breath, the quality of the breath. Using that witnessing awareness to even step back from that watching ourselves breathe in and breathe out. Being aware of our body. As we start to bring a deeper breath, feeling up all the way through the belly and releasing, letting us sink deeper into the earth. And as we bring a deeper, more aware breath through the body, noticing how good it feels. Noticing that relaxed breath bringing us peace. You might even smile, feeling so good. Then maybe we start to bring movement back. As we become aware of the body even more, we might make fists, maybe point the toes, maybe moving the head side to side as we start to awaken our body. And as we bring movement back to the body, awareness, coming all the way out to the room that you are in. We might open the eyes, we might not. As we might stretch overhead, tightening every muscle. Then releasing as we move to the side in fetal position. We might give ourselves a hug as we draw the knees closer into the body. And as we pull ourselves away from the earth, away from the floor, we use the palms of our hands, our arm strength to push us up and away. As we come all the way back into our sitting position, we can open the eyes here. Thank you for joining us for our Svadhyaya meditation self-study. That witnessing awareness. Have a wonderful, peaceful day. Namaste.